Welcome to the final Thunder postgame show. John Rohde alongside Barry Tramel. 121-106. The Miami Heat is the new NBA champs. Finally, 9 seasons for LeBron James. He gets his title. It'll be a while longer before the Thunder gets its first. No doubt about this one.
Well, it wasn't, John. The Heat hit the Thunder with haymakers in the first quarter, in the second quarter, in the third quarter, and by then, the decision was done. So, Thunder tried to recover on the first two, but that third quarter spree in which they zipped. 1 minute it was 67-62, and then it was 95-70. So, just 26 points in 7 minutes. It was a thorough thrashing, and quite the coronation for LeBron James.
Not what everybody envisioned coming into the playoffs. Miami was a little discombobulated, and then Bosh got hurt, and they were just kind of surviving. And the Thunder was coming off that great 4-2 series victory over the Spurs. So what happened with the Heat in the finals?
Well, in games 2, 3, and 4 were great games. Thunder had a chance to win, and you saw the Heat playing really well, but at times you also saw them being a little susceptible. I think we were a little bit lulled into some sort of concern or worry about the Heat because they played so long without Chris Bosh in both Indiana and Boston series. He makes them a better team. He's a dominant inside player. I think there was a false sense of security going into the series if on the Oklahoma City side, at least from fans and media. With Bosh, they were much better. And then I think LeBron James turned up his game, which is very hard to do considering he was MVP in the regular season and played great in the playoffs. But he was phenomenal in this 5-game series.
In the end, did experience matter? They were talking about it. Thunder is young but experienced, but in the end, was it just a matter of being there before?
I think some of it was, because I think in Game 3 and 5, we saw the Thunder really just sort of play outside itself. Now, Game 4, I thought the Thunder played really well and just got beat. But in Game 3, I thought they panicked and didn't play with some poise. And then tonight, I thought, there was a lot of that as well. It wasn't a close game, so, it sort of got away quick. But I think it was a situation where Thunder just needed to experience this before it can move on and do greater things. And that's been the method of operation in the NBA for 40 years, ever since the Celtic dynasty ended, basically you got to wait your turn to win the NBA.
The gist of the post-game news conferences from the Thunder side, it is what it is. Hard to argue with it. Forget about all the officiating you thought was horrible. It didn't matter in the end. This was convincing. So now what for the Thunder?
Well, I don't know what Sam Presti's first order of business. My first order of business is saying about Serge Ibaka and James Harden. I was encouraged by the post-game finish where Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant, while the game's still going on, last minute or two, they're standing over there with James Harden and they got their arms around him. And Russell later said that, they talked about remember this moment and embrace it and make sure we do whatever we can to overcome this. I took that as a sign that they expect James Harden to be around for a long time. So, locking those two guys up any way they can to a contract would certainly solidify the base and make this, the NBA Finals, a fairly routine thing for the Thunder.
All right, that'll do it for our post-game shows as the ship begins to leave. We'll join you later. Next week is the NBA draft, 3 months before training camp? I got to get in shape. Appreciate you joining us all year long for the best Thunder coverage anywhere. Keep it right here on newsok.com and every day in the Oklahoman.